Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello friends, myself Dr. Ajay Similty from Garhwal University, a central university from Uttarakhand. So today we'll be discussing the tablets manufacturing. So let us discuss what is required and what are the basics of manufacturing technology of tablets in this lecture. What is going to be the learning outcome of this lecture? After completing this lecture, we will be able to perform granulation for tablet manufacturing and understand the basic concept of different advanced granulation techniques. As far as the lesson plan is concerned, we'll be covering the basic steps of formulation of tablets, granulation methods, process, factors and equipments, and some advanced granulation techniques we'll be discussing in this lecture. Friends, in manufacturing of tablets, there are two important steps. Number one, blending of drugs with excipients, which is called mixing and granulating or mixing and granulation. While the step two is compression by punches onto die cavity. Direct compression, skipping the granulation may be practiced for drug and excipients with good compatibility and low stickiness. But it's not always feasible to perform the direct compression with all kinds of drugs. So basically, mixing, granulation and compression are the steps for manufacturing of tablets. Now, what is mixing and granulation? What is granulation? The granulation is the process of combining particles together by creating bonds between them. Uh, you might be wondering why we have kept this, besan laddu figure in this slide. Actually, this is the particle. These are the granules which are when they are combined, they give this shape. Otherwise, in the if they are not in granules form, the binding issue will be there. That's why the granulation is very important with respect to tablet manufacturing. Also, objectives of granulation. Why we should go for the granulation? Number one, to assure an even distribution of the active compound in the final tablet, ensuring content uniformity due to narrow size range, to increase the density for easy storage and shipment, to improve the flow and compaction, and there are two methods, wet and dry. So if you will not go for the granulation, the mixing issue will be there, drug content uniformity is going to be affected, the flow process will be affected, and thereby overall your complete manufacturing process will be hampered if the granulation process is adversely affected. So there are two methods, wet and dry. Let's discuss mechanisms of granulation. You in granulation, bonds are formed by solid bridges, chemical reaction, sintering, crystallization, deposition of particles, adhesive, and cohesive forces of high viscous binders. These mechanisms may be wetting, nucleation, coalescence, growth, consolidation, attrition, and breakage. In these mechanisms overall, the uh, bond formation is occurring actually with the help of any of these methods like which we have enumerated: the solid bridges, chemical reaction, sintering, crystallization, deposition of particles, adhesives, and coercive forces of high viscous binders. Now, let's discuss wet granulation. What you have to do? You have to weigh the active ingredient and excipients. Then add the liquid binder to the powder blend and mix thoroughly. Then screen the damp mass through a mesh to get pellets or granules. Then what you'll do? You will do the drying. Again, it is passed through a sieve. It may be fine than the earlier used, finer one than the earlier used, and the outcome will be the granules. The product will be the granules you will be getting after this process. So this is the overall process of wet granulation, basically, in which we are wetting the granules with a liquid binder and then sieving it out twice, and then the granules are formed. So let us discuss fluid bed granulation. Now, FBG or fluidized bed dryer. It is a multiple step wet granulation process. All in one, it constitutes preheat, granulate and dry the powders. So these are the basic three steps. It allows close control of the granulation process. Now, overall, this fluidized bed granulation is a very fantastic and very comprehensive instrument. It's a huge instrument which not only does the granulation but also does the dryer. So it's a multiple use can be obtained with the fluidized bed dryer. So dear learner, let us understand fluidized bed drying through this video clip. Now let us discuss charging process. After the charging process, when we have charged the material into the fluidized bed dryer, fluidization occurs. Actually, the complete solid is converted into a fluidized bed with the upstream air, hot air, and then the fluidization process, just like the fountain, occurs. After that, the spraying of that binder, maybe that liquid binder, is given there. As you can see, spraying gives them the binding force required for the granulation, as you can see in this inset diagram. Okay, as you can see, I think you can better see here in spraying. After the spraying process, the drying process occurs. The granules are dried with the hot air, and then fluidization occurs. Okay, so overall this process occurs again and again in the particular cycle: discharging, then again the fluidization, then the spraying, then the drying. So After these cycles, many cycles of the process, the fluidization actually occurs and the dried granules are obtained. Okay, so charging, this fluidization, spraying, and then the drying. So these are the major steps which we practice, which are going inside the fluidized bed dryer, which we have shown you with the help of this GIF. Okay. So what are the factors affecting the granulation? Number one type of factors are blend factors, or binder factors, or granulation process factors. Blend factors include particle size of the drugs and excipients, and binder factors include the types, volume, and concentration of binder, and the granulation process factors include the granulation time, equipment, and drying rate. So these are the three kind of factors: blend factors, binder factors, and granulation process factors. So overall, these three factors are very important to assure the good quality of granulation, to obtain the good quality of granules, and if the quality of granules are better, then the quality assurance of overall tablet manufacturing process is assured basically. Okay. Now let's see the dry granulation. It was all about the wet granulation. Now moving to the dry granulation process. Dry granulation, as you can see, what we are doing here, that in the powders, they are in the dry form without the presence of any liquid binder. We are converting them into the smaller granules. For moisture and heat sensitive product, and which are not compressed well after the wet granulation, we practice the dry granulation. It is done without the use of liquid binder. It is simpler than wet granulation, low cost technique it is, and it creates the granules by light compaction of the powder blend under the low pressure. Slugs are formed and they are broken into the granules. So by this way, the dry granulation is done without, as the name suggests, without any liquid binder. We perform this with the low pressure. Slugs are broken into the granules. Now, what is the process of dry granulation, DG? First step is milling. Yes, milling, then mixing, slugging. Mixing is by sigma blade mixtures and all that. Milling is done by the cutter miller. Then the slugging by the sluggers are there. Screening, oscillating granulators are there for the screening process. Then the mixing occurs. In the mixing with disintegrants and lubricants, mixing is done, and thereafter the process of compression is there. So process of dry granulation is constituted with these steps of milling, mixing, slugging, screening, and mixing, followed by the compression. So what are the equipments which we need for these process of granulation? First is roller compaction, extrusion spheronization, spray drying equipments. Then low shear or high shear granules, fluidized bed dry, continuous spouted bed, and high shear granulator with the help of counter current operating blades like RMG, or like that is rapid mixture granulator. So these are the equipments. With the use of these equipment, we can produce the granules for tablet manufacturing. Now let us discuss little bit about the new and advanced techniques of the granulations. But these are the steam granulators, matte granulation techniques, moisture activated dry granulation MADG, moist granulation technique which is called MGT, thermal adhesion granulation process, this is called TAGP, then extrusion spheronization ES, and continuous twin screw wet granulation CTSWG. So these are the most commonly used advanced techniques of granulation, and we will also discuss in a separate section the pelletization. Uh, Overall, it is an art to develop the granules with the help of any technique. Whatever the technique you employ, it is actually the art as well as a science. The steam granulation, if we say that it is modification of wet granulation. Okay? Steam is used as a binder in place of water here in the steam granulation. What are the advantages of steam granulation? Higher distribution uniformity, higher diffusion rate into the powders, more favorable thermal balance during the drying step, more spherical granules with large surface area. Hence, they show increased dissolution rate of the drug from granules. Shorter processing time, so tableting speed in higher for each batch. It is higher for each batch. Environment friendly. Instead of organic solvent, water vapor is used in the steam granulation. So it is quite better for many substances. Okay, no health hazard to operators in this steam granulation, and compliance to regulatory guidelines like ICH for presence of trace we can have with this steam granulation. There are some limitations only. It is unsuitable for thermolabile drugs because for that special equipments are needed. It is unsuitable for binders which need water and not the water vapor for activation. Now, the next type of process or equipment, you can say melt granulation or thermoplastic granulation. In this type of granulation, granulation is done by adding meltable binder. Binder is in solid state at room temperature, but it melts in the temperature range of 50 to 80 degrees Celsius. So meltable binder is added in this granulation. That's why it is called melt granulation. What are the advantages of thermoplastic granulation or melt granulation? There is no need of drying phase, since dried granules are obtained by cooling it to room temperature. So there is no need of drying phase. Need of liquid binder can be controlled in this process. Reduce production and equipment cost you will find in the this melt granulation. It is useful for granulating water sensitive material and producing SR granulation or sustained release granulation or solid dispersal. So melt granulation has got various advantages. Only limitation is that it is not suitable for thermolabile substances because you have to melt it at the high temperature. Okay. MADG, moisture activated dry granulation, MADG. There is a minimal moisture addition is there in this type of granulation, and distribution and agglomeration is minimal also. There is no drying step requirement is here. Water distribution is via the high shear mixture or low shear mixture with highly atomized water spray. So MADG has got these special features. Advantages of MADG is that this tablet shows better content uniformity than the direct compression. It requires very little granulating liquid. There is no drying required in this MADG. The prepared granules, they show excellent flowability and uniformity and can be used for control these tablets. Okay, that's why the MADG has got the importance. Now moving to the MGT, moisture granulation technique. It works on the principle of MADG, similar to that. A small amount of granulating fluid is added to activate dry binder and to facilitate the agglomeration. Then a moisture absorbing material like microcrystalline cellulose, MCC, is added to absorb any excess moisture. Okay, so this is about the MGT. Advantages of MGT, all advantages which we have discussed in the MADG are there with the MGT also. Addition of MCC helps to skip the drying step. It is used for developing a controlled release formulation. Now moving to the thermal adhesion granulation process. TAGP. It is used for preparing direct tableting. It is performed under low moisture content or low content of pharmaceutically acceptable solvent by subjecting a mixture of containing excipients to heating at temperature in the range of about 30 degrees Celsius to 130 degrees Celsius in a closed system under mixing of tumble rotation until the formation of granules. Now as far as the advantage is concerned, TAGP, the less water or solvent is used than that of traditional wet granulation. Granules show the good flow properties and binding capacity to form tablets or low friability, adequate hardness, and have a high uptake capacity for active substance whose tableting is poor. Now the foam granulation liquid binders are added as aqueous foam as the name suggests in the foam granulation. As far as the advantages are concerned, they require less binder, you know, and less binder and water than the wet granulation. No adverse effects on the granulate, tablet or drug dissolution. No plugging problem is there due to no use of spray nozzles. Less binder required for immediate release. No over wetting is here in the case of foam granulation. It is suitable for water sensitive formulations and granulation. Reduced drying and manufacturing time is the advantage. Major advantage you can say. Uniform distribution of binder throughout the powder bed is obtained in the foam granulation. So these are the plenty of advantages with the foam granulation. Now see the extrusion spheronization. That as you can see in this, the extrusion means we are extruding out, just like toothpaste you are extruding. So imagine a toothpaste which is having blade-like system in its neck, and the things whatever they are coming in the form of pellets, small pellets. Just like when you might have seen snacks preparation, or they come across a extruder and these snacks are formed. So extrusion forming, it is forming a raw material into a product of uniform shape and density by forming it through an orifice or die under control condition. Okay, it is followed by spheronization, which is a rapid and flexible process where wet extruded mass is converted into the smallest phase through multi-step processing. So what is being done? So extruded strands are here. These rolls are taking it into this. The wet mass is being cut into the small pellets. So extrusion can be done in the both way. As you can see, the blades are cutting it into the smaller pieces of the pellets. Okay, so this is called extrusion spheronization. So let us discuss the advantages. Relatively dense it is, uniform size and shape, granules are formed, optimal flow and handling characteristic can be obtained, more reproducible package into small containers, minimum surface area to volume ratio can be maintained in this, an easy mixing of non-compatible products, elimination of dust can be done, improved hardness and friability can be obtained. It is useful for making dense granules for controlled release, solid dosage forms with a minimum amount of excipients. So extrusion spheronization, we will be also discussing this extrusion spheronization. We will be discussing the pelletization, concept of pelletization in the coming module. Now let us discuss the limitation of ES, extrusion spheronization. High pressure can generate the excessive friction and heat. It is not suitable for thermolabile products, and cleaning of the granulating system setup is a little bit troublesome and typical expensive setup is there you require for extrusion spheronization. Now see it, as you know, continuous twin screw means two screws are there, and wet granulation. Two screws are there, and it is an advanced technique of extrusion spheronization. Pre-blend of crystalline poorly water soluble API and amorphous polymer is charged into twin screw granulator. Two screws are there in which you charge, and these two screws they counterclockwise they rotate, and this extrusion spheronization occurs. Okay, it is a continuous process, cost effective, space saving, easy scale up can be done, less granulation liquid is required here, and dry sieving is required only. As far as the control is concerned, there is better control on size and porosity of granules when you prepare the granules with this method. Improvement in compressibility, flowability, wettability and homogeneity over mixture granulation and roller compaction can be obtained with this process. Limitation: cleaning is critical, charges and heat problem still be there with the continuous twin screw wet granulation. Now these are some of the further ratings for you. You can go ahead with this any of these texts, okay, for further ratings for this topic. So let me summarize this granulation aspect which we discussed in this lecture. There are various excipients with different functions as needed: mixing, granulation and compression, MGC. So mixing, granulation, compression are the three important steps in manufacturing of tablets. Wet granulation is done with the help of a wetting agent or a wet binder, liquid binder, and with the various mechanisms, some kind of bonds are special kind of bonds are developed within the granules, and thereby the granules are actually formed. Basically the steps involved are charging, and then fluidization in case of if we are using the FBG, and then spraying and then drying. These are the major steps, okay, in wet drying basically. But we are adding a liquid binder and then passing across it through these sieves once or twice, and then the granules are, whatever the granules are obtained, they are dried. Okay, so granules quality are very critical one. There are the various factors we discussed, blend factor, and these are the three factors we discussed. Okay, so please do remember the factors, please do remember the advanced techniques we discussed for the granulation. Advanced techniques, whatever the twin ES, that is extrusion spheronization, and the twin screw granulation, MADG, all these you must learn if you want to excel or you want to have a good command over the production technology of the tablets. So we will be discussing some more about the palletization in our coming module. So this was all about this lecture, and we'll be coming back with more such lectures. So thank you for being with us. Happy learning.